Last week, I said when the inner child and the adult have a good connection and conversation and communication, then we feel a sense of wholeness, complete, being at home, peaceful. Then our inner child will be full of enthusiasm, will be full of life energy, life force, will be curious, will be soft, will be very loving, will be full of trust, not only towards the world, but also towards ourselves, towards itself. We will be so open to people, to the world, to life, to experiences. But unfortunately, when this connection, this conversation, this communication doesn't happen, when these two can't really see and hear each other, then things can go wrong. Be intimate with me, so I will talk about why I lost my inner child. The way our inner adult treats our inner child is a copy of the way our parents treated us when we were a kid. So, if our parents were protective, supportive, loving, curious to know what's going on in our world, then we will treat ourselves in the same way. But if they didn't do that, if they didn't have the capacity to give us love, then as kids, the conclusion we make is, I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I'm bad. There is something wrong with me. Children are different in their brain in terms of the way they conclude and rationalize. So the moment daddy comes home late and I think that, oh, daddy is sad, or mommy and daddy are divorcing, or mommy is upset, or whatever, the first conclusion is there's something wrong with me. It's my fault. And many times as we grow up, we think that, oh, we don't think like that anymore. But that part in us is still alive. Somewhere very, very deep in our unconscious, there is a part that thinks the same, that I'm unworthy. Because when I was a kid, I was treated in that way. I was abandoned. I was alone. So when the inner adult hasn't really learned how to be present for the child, to be responsive, to be available to the child, and to be committed to child's needs and responsible for them, then the connection is lost. Then the inner child feels unworthy, feels unsafe, feels unimportant. And the first thing it does is to be desperate. How can I fix myself? Because there's something wrong with me. I'm bad. If I wasn't bad, I wouldn't be abandoned. So if I'm abandoned, that means I'm bad. If you remember, I said before, one of the best ways that you can control a person, a human being, is to give them two feelings: unworthiness and fear. When we feel unworthy or when we feel fear, we become desperate. We become addicted to should, shouldn't, must. We just look for a solution. Tell me what to do so I become worthy. Tell me what to do so I become okay. Because I know I'm not okay. Tell me what to do so I become good enough, because I'm not enough. If I was enough, I wouldn't be abandoned. So we become desperate to do the right thing, to do what people think is the right thing. And sometimes it can be moral, shouldn't. Sometimes it can be like scientific. It doesn't matter where, but we look for shouldn't. We look for some approval because somewhere we have lost that connection. And you know what we do in these times is that we project our feelings of shame, guilt, anger, abandonment, sadness, loneliness. We project them on other people. Why do we do that? Because when there is no connection between the inner child and the inner adult, then we kind of, there is some kind of confusion in us. So the reason I'm feeling that should be someone from outside, because I don't know why I'm feeling in this way, because I can't really connect to myself. So like a little projector that projects the movie on a big screen, and even if you go in front of a projector, it will project that in front of you on your skin, on your body. We do the same thing. We project our feelings on other people. And either we start being controlling, angry, we make them feel guilty, we make them ashamed, we do that to them, or we keep thinking that they are doing that to us. Regardless of they're doing it or not, it doesn't matter. What really matters is the meaning I want to give to these things. So if inside I'm convinced that I'm not worthy enough, I'm not good enough, whatever happens in the outside world, I will say, I knew what this person is looking at me and saying is really that they don't like me. I'm not worthy. They are rejecting me. So I keep feeling in that way, and I just look for approval for that kind of feelings. Even if someone looks at me with love and respect, I can't really see it. I focus on what I want to see. So being a perfectionist or being obsessed with right and wrong are all signs of some level of disconnection from our inner child, because we are desperate to know what's the right thing. You know, the difference between a perfectionist and a high achiever is that a perfectionist's worthiness is dependent on their achievement. But a high achiever is like, okay, I know I'm worthy, but I like to have fun. I want to play in the world. I want to manifest. I want to serve people. So they create more and more, they manifest. But if they don't succeed in one of them, it doesn't mean they are not worthy. But for a perfectionist, things are rigid. I have to get there, because if I don't, I'm not worthy. So I become obsessed with right and wrong. I'm so scared of making mistakes, because then I will go back to that meaning. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy of love. I'm not good enough. I invite you to think about all of this. When you feel scared, when you feel you're angry at someone, have a little check-in with yourself. What is the real need? What's going on in me? Can I feel that support, that strength inside me? Can I feel there is a loving adult with me that says, I'm with you, I support you, I have your back? Or do I feel alone? Do I feel abandoned and I just get angry or ashamed or rejected and sad and depressed? So look at yourself when you have powerful emotions and see what is the meaning you give to the world, to your experiences, and to your feelings. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. Bye.